Welcome back, guys. Summer, Maya, Jenna. Summer, Maya, Jenna, Abdu, Lucy, Daniel, Bashwan, Yuji, Daniel, and Yauta, Shahid Tamim, Yauta, Shah, Tamim, Kareem. So I have 17 students in the room right now. I have Kareem Abdu Rashwan, Ahmed Dahroug, Daniel Luji, Maya, Minna, Mirna, Nada, Omar, Peter, Summer, Shahd, Yauta, Ahmed Matar, Jamal Muhammad, and Jannah Sabr. We have Shahd Ibrahim also, Shahd Tamim, and Shahd Ibrahim. Shahd Ibrahim. So we are 18 students now. I'd like to check. Yeah, I have both chats with me. Welcome back, guys. Some people haven't joined in the first session or this session so far. Like, as far as I remember, I think Hamid hasn't shown up today.
مستر حامد في امتحان ايلتس.
Okay, good luck. Okay, good luck for him. Thank you, Abdurrahman. So Hamid has an exam today. Are you sure?
يا مستر.
الايلتس بيبقى يوم السبت بس يا عبد الرحمن، يبقى كان امبارح يعني ومريح النهارده ولا ايه؟
لا يا مستر، امتحان النهارده، امتحان دلوقتي.
الايلتس بيبقى يوم الاحد السبت يا حبيبي. الايلتس عمره ما بيكون الاحد. هانيا الايلتس بيبقى الجمعه ممكن عنده سبيكنج يعني تاجل النهارده، ده الاحتمال الوحيد ان يكون ده صح. يبقى السبيكنج احيانا بياخدوه قبلها بيوم، يوم الجمعه غالبا في نفس اليوم، او ممكن يكون اتاجل اللي بعدها بيوم، ده الاحتمال الوحيد بقى. هو حامد بيحضر على طول يعني. Okay, so let's go on. We stopped after body paragraph 1. We explained the steps, and if we put the paragraph together, it would be this way. We mentioned the example. My uncle, if you remember, this happened to my uncle. This was the last sentence or the last part of the first paragraph or first body paragraph. Here we have one sentence. This happened to my uncle. He used to boast about his huge salary, but the boss kept increasing his sales targets, and in the end, the stress became too great and he had a nervous breakdown. He had a nervous breakdown. Now he regrets. This is sentence number 2. So we have this is sentence 2, this is sentence 1, and now he regrets being driven by the money. So the example here takes 3 sentences. The example here, if you want to write more, but they all are related to the example. So this is the third step of first body paragraph 1, or the first body paragraph. That's the 3 parts of our first main body paragraph complete. Here is the finished paragraph. Let's read it.
ممكن حضرتك تدخلها بالفرح.
Excuse me? Somebody wants to enter?
ممكن حضرتك تدخلها بالفرح. Yes.
Yeah, محمد أبو الفرح. Okay.
Yes.
أبو الفرح. Okay. So, morning أبو الفرح. Employees who earn a large income are generally under significant mental and emotional pressure to perform well and achieve targets. Remember, guys, this is the topic sentence. This causes, the second sentence is the explanation. This causes many individuals to suffer high levels of stress, which can result in mental health problems. This is the second sentence of the first body paragraph. It's the explanation. Then we have the example. And the example here is 3 sentences. This happened to my uncle. He used to boast, and to the end of that paragraph. So this is how body paragraph one looks again and again. You should follow the same steps. In the first sentence, write the topic sentence. The topic sentence is one of the two reasons you wrote about in the introduction. Then explain it in a sentence or two, then give examples in a sentence, 2, 3, as you like, okay? And then let's move on to body paragraph 2. We'll follow.
Mister,
Yes?
you are not sharing a screen.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
I thought it was shared. I'm sorry, I forgot. Main body paragraph 2. Job satisfaction gives a sense of fulfillment. This was the second reason, if you remember, mentioned or summarized in the last sentence of the introduction. We talked about that job stress leads to ill health in the first idea, in the first paragraph. In this paragraph, we talk about job satisfaction gives a sense of fulfillment or accomplishment. First, we write the topic sentence, as usual, to summarize the main idea. The topic sentence here is having a job that they enjoy doing or that we enjoy doing and in which they feel valued is a major concern for most of the modern workforce. Okay, having a job, this is the idea, the topic idea, having a job that they enjoy doing and in which they feel valued and accomplished is a major concern for most of the modern workforce. Now for the explanation sentence to explain this idea. So again, this is the first sentence of body paragraph 2, the topic sentence. It's simple, as you can see. It's easy to understand, as you can see. The explanation, a significant number of people are giving up well-paid positions to do jobs which pay less, but that they find more enjoyable and less stressful. Again, a significant number of people, we can say the majority of people, are giving up well-paid positions, big salary positions, highly paid positions to do jobs which pay less, but that they find more enjoyable and less stressful. This is the explanation. Do you have an example? Finally, an example is supported, or an example to support our main point, sorry, as before. I thought of this in the planning stage. If you remember, he mentioned himself changing his career. So just need to form it into a couple of sentences. I am an example of this myself, having the sense of accomplishment or fulfillment. A year ago, I left the teaching profession. I left the teaching career. I stopped being a teacher because the workload had become too great. And remember when we used to, this means more than enough. I couldn't bear it anymore. And I am now a gardener. A lovely job. You work with the trees, with the flowers, silence everywhere. You don't have to manage the class and fight with the students and so on. So being a gardener is much more relaxing than being a teacher, of course. I feel really fulfilled in this work. I feel accomplished in this work. And I am much more relaxed. This is the most important thing for him. I am much more relaxed, is not stressed anymore, and happy even though I earn far less money. Even though I earn far less money. So this is the example of the third paragraph. Let's number the sentences. One sentence, two sentences, and so it's 3 sentences here. And the total number of sentences in body paragraph 2 is 5. 1 for the topic sentence, and 1 for the explanation, and 3 for the example. That's the 3 parts of our second main body paragraph complete. Here is the finished paragraph. So this is the paragraph put together. I'll give you a minute to read it yourselves. Okay, guys. So this is body paragraph 2. And I'd like you to remember the number of words. You should write no less than 250 words. If you think of writing 2 or 3 short sentences, this means you'll not complete 150 words. This paragraph looks very small, but if you count the words here, let's count the number of words here in such a small paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 words on one line. And we have about, let's say, 6 lines. 6 multiplied by 18, this equals, I think, 108. But at least, I think at least in this seemingly small paragraphs, we have at least 100 words or 95 words. 95, and in the one before it, 95. This makes about 200, and 60 from 40 to 60 in the introduction. But this makes 250, and we still have the conclusion. Okay, this way you meet the criteria. You meet the criteria. Okay, so let's move on to the conclusion, the last part of the essay. Conclusions to IELTS opinion essays should do 2 things. In your conclusion, bear in mind these 2 things. Remember the introduction? Summarize the main points, which are the 2 reasons you wrote at the end of the introduction. Remember the last sentence of the introduction. And state your opinion again. But you stated your opinion in the thesis statement or the second sentence of the introduction. But this time use different words. Don't say the same thing. If you remember the sentence we had in this example, this essay completely disagrees with the statement. If you remember, right? But try to express this opinion in another way. This can generally be done in a single sentence. You can make them 2. Make the number of sentences you like. If you are below the minimum, if you think you are below the minimum 250, after you've written your conclusion, you can add an additional prediction or recommendation statement. This is a tip. If you count the number of words you have written after finishing your conclusion, and you don't think you met the criteria, 250 words at least, you can add an additional prediction or a third idea or a recommendation statement. Our essay currently, in the recommendation statement, if you need an example, you can say people should try to have some balance. It doesn't matter, it's okay to have a high-paid job and which is relaxing at the same time. This is a recommendation. Some people try to have this balance and they are successful at the end. A recommendation like this, you recommend people to have a highly paid salary, job, and which is relaxing at the same time. Okay, our essay currently has 233 words before writing the conclusion. And we need 17 words at least. So we're on target. We still have a sentence or 2 to write and don't need this extra sentence. The conclusion is the easiest sentence in the essay to write, but one of the most important. A good conclusion will neatly, in a tidy way or in a good way, end the essay, link all your ideas together because you summarize your essay in it, sum up your argument or opinion, and answer the question. Which question? The first question. A big salary is more important than a highly or job satisfaction. Sorry. Do you agree or disagree? This is the question. Okay. If you achieve this, you'll improve your score for both task achievement. What's task achievement, guys? In IELTS writing, you are given 1/4 of the marks for task achievement. And in IELTS speaking also. If I ask you to tell me, as I told some people before, about mobile phones, this is in writing or in speaking, and you tell me about technology and how technology is advancing all the time, and technology, so you're off topic because I asked you about mobile phones. Yes, mobile phones is one feature of technology, but you didn't tell me anything about mobile phones and keep talking about technology in general. Okay, when I ask you another example, when I ask you to talk about or to write about the effect of global global warming, for example, and its effect on human beings. Again, when I ask you to talk about or write about the effect of global warming on human beings, don't talk about global warming in general and its effect on the forests and water in the ocean or the ice at the North Pole and the South Pole and so on. You talk about the effect, so be to the point, please. Don't be distracted by any other thing. This is task achievement. When I ask you to talk about something, a specific point, talk about this specific point. Because the marker of the exam reads the essay and checks whether you are to the point or not. Once you are to the point, you take a mark out of 9. For example, 7, 8, or 9 if you successfully met the task achievement criteria. And cohesion and coherence, this is another quarter of the mark, or cohesion and coherence. Coherence means the layout of your paragraph is organized. You have, like the example here, a 4-paragraph essay, the introduction and the sentence of the introduction are put logically, the paraphrase of the question, then the thesis sentence, then the reasons, then body paragraph 1, the topic sentence, the explanation, the example, body paragraph 2, topic sentence, explanation, example, and then the conclusion. You summarize what you said and mention your opinion again. So this is called coherence. And the cohesion means using the transitional words, transitions, the hinges. Okay, you see the door, it's tied to the wall with or fixed to the wall with hinges. Cohesion, the transitional words, like if you are having a comparison, you can say on the other hand, on the one hand, on the other hand, da da da, whereas, while, but, and so on. Which together, both of them, task achievement and cohesion and coherence, make up 50, as I said, 1/4. 1/4 means half of the overall marks. What about the other 50? Let me explain it here. The other 50 go to grammar, and 1/4 for grammar and 1/4 for vocab level, the lexical resources. Your language should be here, it should be formal. You shouldn't use any abbreviations. It's not informal, remember, and don't use abbreviations because some people use the chat language when they write, thinking that some people, instead of writing and, they put the sign which is used instead of and, the sign, you know. Please, instead of saying please or writing please, they write PLZ. This is not proper here, guys. Remember, you can start almost any final paragraph of an IELTS opinion essay with the words in conclusion, comma, or to conclude, comma. You can start the conclusion with either of these two expressions, in conclusion, comma, or to conclude. Now, all you need to do is briefly summarize the main ideas into one sentence. Remember the main ideas? The main ideas of the 2 paragraphs, 2 and 3. Here's a top tip. Go back and read the introduction to the essay because this is almost a summary of the essay. We agreed that the introduction is a summary of the essay. It outlines, it summarizes what you are going to write about. To create a great conclusion, you simply have to paraphrase the introduction. So you're not going to write any new ideas. You are going to paraphrase what you have written in the introduction. Let's give it a go. The introduction. Remember the introduction? This is the introduction we wrote at the very beginning. It's argued that earning lots of money has more significance to people than being content in their work. This essay totally disagrees with this statement. I believe that people are increasingly concerned about the risk of stress-related ill health frequently experienced by people in highly paid positions, and they care more about feeling fulfilled at work. So this is the introduction. So you're going to write the same stuff, but in another way. Here is the same information formed into a conclusion. In conclusion, for a high percentage of the population, the majority of the people or most of the people, earning a substantial wage. See how he paraphrased this? This is simply a big salary. And instead of big or important, he wrote substantial. If you don't know this word, remember it. Substantial means big, important. A substantial, and wage is another word for salary or pay. Again, earning a substantial wage is less important. Remember, the question was much more important, but here it's less important than job satisfaction. The same idea expressed in other words. And he here uses job satisfaction because of the negative effects of work-related stress and the desire to feel happy and fulfilled at work. Okay, so the same stuff expressed again in another way. So that's it. We've completed our essay. If we count the number of words here, I think we'll not have less than 40 words. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, in is a word, conclusion is a word, for is a word, is a word, high is a word. So in, on, the, and are words. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 words on the first line. If we say that there are 15 also here, this makes 30. And here about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 40. And we have 233, which makes about 270. That's it. We've completed our essay. Here it is with the 4 paragraphs put together. This is the whole essay with the 4 paragraphs put together. It's as short as you see. This is the question again. A big salary is much more important than job satisfaction. Do you agree or disagree? Finished opinion essay. This is the introduction. Body paragraph 1 with the first idea. Mention, explain, and given an example. The second paragraph with the second idea, the full or job or sense of accomplishment or sense of fulfillment. The idea and the explanation of the idea and the example, the teacher who became a gardener, and the conclusion. Again, in the conclusion, we paraphrase the introduction. In the conclusion, we paraphrase the introduction. What's in the introduction again? The thesis statement and the 2 reasons we explained in this paragraph and this paragraph. That makes 272 words, which is above the limit. Go through this lesson as many times as you need. Guys, I put this, let's say this file, Word file on SMS, okay, in a folder called or named writing, okay. Go through this lesson as many times as you need to in order to fully understand it and put in lots of practice writing opinion essays from past exam questions. Practice is the only way to improve your skills. But be ready from now. You have the writing quiz. I'm not sure, Thursday or Wednesday or Tuesday. But be ready to have a similar essay. And please remember these steps and ask people who didn't attend today to have a look at it. We explained half of it last time. Make sure you follow the same steps. You need the introduction with its 3 steps, body paragraph 1 with its 3 steps, body paragraph 2 with its 3 steps. If you want to add a third idea, if you're not sure whether you'll complete the 250 words or not, you can make a third idea and follow the same steps, the topic sentence, its explanation and an example, and finally the conclusion. You finished or you finished and you think that, or you count the words, you find that you're not 250 words or your essay is not 250 words, you can add a recommendation or something like that after the conclusion, as we said. Okay, that's it. This is the question, as we said. Omar was asking me about the project. Can you hear me, guys? Just want to make sure.
We can hear you, Mr.
Okay. Omar asked about the project. I'll ask you to do something like the first term, just a PowerPoint presentation about a topic. I'll tell you what the topic is on that day. I think it's Wednesday or Tuesday also. I mean, Tuesday we have the writing, and Wednesday, if you have the plan in front of you now, guys, can you tell me, because I don't have it now?
Mr. The quiz and the project are on the same day, Tuesday.
I think one is Tuesday and one is Wednesday.
No, Mr.
Both
Both of them are.
Make a difference. Yeah. The project, I'll tell you what to do. That's it. And you something on your own, like a PowerPoint presentation about a specific topic. I'll tell you later. And the writing task, I'll give you one session, 15 minutes to write an essay like this. Okay? And take a photo of it and send it to me by the end of the session. عشان يبقى كلنا كتبنا في نفس الوقت وكلنا زي بعض وما فيش حد ايه. طبعا في الرايتنج ما فيش غش طبعا. لأن في I'm sorry to tell you that in the literature quiz, can you all hear me, guys?
Yes, Mr. We can hear you.
Put your hands up if you can, عشان بس أشوف مين اللي معايا في أنا معايا 20 guys, but I'm sure that 4 or 5 only are following up. If you can listen or if you can hear my voice, please put your hands up. I have about 7, 8, 9, 10. And the others are not here. So, yes, Nada is not with us. Abdu is not, Nada is with us now. Abdu Rashwan is not with us. Matar is not with us. Tahrub is not with us. Yaman is not with us. Jana, Peter, and Shah Tamim. Yani in the literature quiz, and you can tell them, all the class got the same mark. All the class got the same mark. All the class have the same mistakes. Can anybody tell me what this means? Merna, can you tell me what this means?
Coincidence.
Merna?
Yes,
Mr. Truly, in the true and false question, we didn't fully read it, so I guess it was a big coincidence.
But all the class gets the same mark with the same mistake. Isn't it weird somehow?
What's the mistake, Mr.?
كان في tricky question في الصح والغلط.
The mistake is
We read only the first part.
I'll tell you something.
أنا
Hello.
الغلط في السؤال.
Can you listen up, please? Because I can't hear you. All the class got 13 out of 15. All the class got 13 out of 15, except 3 people, except for 3 people. Jana Sob got 12, which means she wasn't with you in that, let's say, help group. Akid, you have a help group. As a teacher, I think that you have a help group. One person, a volunteers and gives you or helps you with the answer. I'm not sure what to say. And Jana got 12, Merna got 14, which means she's not one of the group. And Omar, because Omar did the exam after he came back from Cairo, got 14. So Omar and Merna got the high marks, 14 out of 15. They made one mistake. And Jana got 12, and all the other people got 13 out of 15 with the same 2 mistakes. What are the mistakes? In one of the sentences, if you remember, the sentence says, Beowulf floated and killed, floated and did so. It was sank, not floated. It didn't float. Float means to travel on the surface of the water, but he sank or dived, right? Most of you make it true. It's false. The sentence after it, directly after it, was Grendel killed many monsters. It's Beowulf, not Grendel. And this sentence was wrong by all the people, even Myrna and Omar. You thought that it's Beowulf. It was Grendel.
No, I didn't make that one wrong. I didn't pay attention to the floated one.
Maybe the opposite. Sorry, ma'am. Instead of floated, it sank or dived. This is a tricky point. And instead of Grendel didn't kill any monsters on his way to fight himself, to fight the monster. Okay, it was Beowulf. These are the 2 sentences which were mistaken by almost all the class. Okay, except for the 2 guys I mentioned. Please, remember that I trust you with the quiz, because we'll have Microsoft Forms quizzes again and again. This is not good. All the people are the same level. Have you studied hard? Why do you let the other guys who haven't studied hard to get the same mark as you? If you're happy with this, no problem. It's your own matter. It's like a competition, guys, and we should know who studies and who doesn't study. And remember that God is watching you the time you're doing the exam. God is watching you. God is looking at you. But it's not good. You feel happy that it's easy, but it's not easy. Allah, it's a big problem, guys.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
When we were studying, like on the internet from other sources, these were the answers.
This is another.
Yes.
I didn't.
I think we were studying from Quizlet.
Okay.
You didn't get my quiz?
I got your quiz, but I didn't get your point.
I'm saying when I was studying on the internet from extra sources,
yes,
I saw that these answers were the ones for the questions.
But still don't get your point. I'm not sure what you mean.
There's no point. I'm just that maybe they could look the same website.
Yes.
While they were studying. Because we always use Quizlet to study.
Can anybody explain, please? Because I still don't understand her
Mister,
point.
there is a site called Quizlet.
Yeah.
Mister,
where,
we
like,
all
you have flashcards
study
and
from the same
questions and
source where
answers
they all
for
had
the
the same
topic,
answers.
so we
فعشان
all
كده
study
احنا
from
شبه
Quizlet.
بعض وعشان واحدة كده نفس الغلطة. تتكلم واحدة
And the
تتكلم.
site had these answers.
Well, I don't understand anything. No problem. No problem.
Mr. Ibrahim, we all studied from Quizlet, which had so we have like the same answers. نفس الحاجة.
I see. Okay, no problem. This is your justification. Are you sure all the people study from this side? I'm not sure about that.
I honestly
We always study from this side.
You do that.
Yes, because it's
not all the people do that. I'm sure.
90% of them.
Okay.
Mister, almost all of us study from Quizlet.
No problem. Thank you for this.
اصلا ما شفتش كلمه فلوسيد وسيجما تيست تشين.
All the time you'll get the same mark. Once I get the exams from such sites, I try to make it easy for you, but I don't believe that all the people are the same level, or the people study from this side, all the people know the answers, all the people make the same mistakes. Don't tell me that some people, I know some of you don't cheat, but you good people try to help other guys. That's it. That's my point. Thank you very much. I'll end the session now. See you tomorrow, inshallah. And I just wanted to tell you about my, let's say, disappointment when I saw that all the people got the same marks, got the same mistakes. This is your justification, and you know better than me. That's my point. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll end the session now. Any other question?
No,
No, thank you.
Okay, someone.
No, sir.